Hello everyone, welcome back. I'm going to give you guys an update on what's going on with the pistol braces. Okay, so what we're hearing is that the ATF is going to be dropping the new pistol brace rules in December. We know this through an ongoing court case where they gave out that information, and the information that I'm getting is that once the ruling gets published in December, they're going to give us 120 days to basically register our AR or AK pistols as short barrel rifles, and they're supposedly going to be doing us a favor of waiving the $200 tax stamp. To that I say thanks, but no thanks. Not happening. Okay, and by that I'm not necessarily saying that I'm going to be defiant. Okay, in fact, I would probably have to comply because I use these guns to travel around and train people. So my guns get seen. They go lots of places. So I would probably have to comply if that was the case. But I think that this ruling has a snowball in hell's chance of surviving the courts. Okay, I think that it's going to be struck down even faster than the frames and receivers rule that is currently working its way through the courts, and we already have a federal judge on record saying that it seems to be unconstitutional what the ATF did. On the one hand, they're making law, okay? So, and we know through the EPA case, federal agencies cannot make law. So that's the one thing that just came out that's working against them. And the other thing is the NYSERPA versus Bruin decision, which essentially said that any gun control laws have to follow the text, history, and tradition of the Second Amendment. So basically, if a gun control law did not exist at the time that the Second Amendment was written, it's unconstitutional. And the only gun control laws that seem to have surfaced from the time of when the Second Amendment was written are the racist ones that basically said that Indians and slaves could not own guns. Okay, so those are the only gun control laws that seem to be on the books at the time that the Second Amendment was written. In fact, at the time, it seems that even convicted felons could own guns. Basically, you couldn't obviously own the guns while you were doing your sentence, but once you were released, you could go back to owning guns. So even at that level, I think that gun control laws will be struck down eventually. It depends on how aggressive the judges want to be with this. And I don't expect them to be immediately aggressive to that level, or at least not in my lifetime. But the pistol brace rule and the frames and receiver rule are, I'm pretty sure, going to be struck down. So let's just focus on the pistol brace rule. So aside from we got the EPA decision that says ATF can't make law. We also have the Bruin decision that says that pretty much all gun control is unconstitutional. But besides that, even if we didn't have those two recent Supreme Court decisions, we can go back to the 1939 Miller decision, right? I think it was Miller versus United States. And in the Miller decision, we had a situation where a person had a short barrel shotgun, and that went to the Supreme Court. And unfortunately, the person died before the Supreme Court made its decision, so I don't think they had a full opportunity to argue the case. But in the 1939 Supreme Court decision, the Supreme Court said that the reason why the short barrel shotgun was not protected by the Second Amendment is because there was no evidence at the time that they could find or chose to find where a short barrel shotgun was used in the militia or military service. Okay, so that it was on that basis that it was not used in military service. On that basis, the short barrel shotgun was not protected. However, this was in 1939. This was prior to World War II, and in World War II, which was just a couple of years later, there are examples of short barrel shotguns being used in combat. Okay, so immediately at that point, the short barrel shotgun decision, should have been amended to include the short barrel shotguns. Okay, but that said, based on the 1939 Miller decision, okay, which again it says that the firearms would have to be used by the military and would have to have a militia purpose, okay, or plausible militia purpose in order for them to be protected. We all know that the military today uses ARs that are 14.5 inches, which is less than the 16 inches. They also, a lot of times in the special forces, they use 10.5 inch ARs. Okay, so there is ample evidence today of I guess short barrel rifles being used by the military. So just based on that, applying that back to the 1939 Miller decision, we see that based on that, all short-barreled ARs, AKs, rifles, shotguns, etc., would be covered by the Constitution. Okay, so that's why I'm saying that this pistol brace decision, I don't think it stands a snowball's chance in hell of surviving the courts. There's just so many different ways that they can attack this from. They can use the current EPA decision, they can use the Bruin decision, and they can go all the way back to the 39 Miller decision and say, that the Miller decision says that military arms are covered by the Second Amendment. Hence, military is using 14.5 ARs. They're using 10.5-inch barreled ARs. These things are covered by the Second Amendment. Okay, so I mean, there's 3 easy ways right there to attack it. So, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Drop some comments of with your opinions below. If you got any additional information, please add it. Oh, the other thing I'm going to say that I think is extremely interesting. Okay, how did this whole concept come up of short barrel rifles and short barrel shotguns being NFA items? How did it end up in the NFA? Okay, why why did they even conceive of this? Okay, well, here's the thing: in the original draft of the NFA, the National Firearms Act, okay, which was the result of the St. Valentines Day Massacre, which was the result of the prohibition on alcohol, right? So basically, government created a situation for organized crime to develop, and then they used that as a reason to implement gun control. Okay, but anyway, as a result of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, they proposed the NFA, and in the original draft of the NFA, all handguns were going to be banned. I mean, all of them, revolvers, pistols, all handguns, okay, were going to be banned in the original draft. And then they said, well, how about, because remember, like, ARs, AKs didn't exist at the time, okay? Well, they said, well, how about rifles? And they said, well, the hunting rifles are going to be okay, but we got to make sure that they don't get too short where they start coming down to, like, they can be used as a pistol, because again, the idea was to ban the pistols altogether in the original draft. So that's why they they limited the rifles and the shotguns, that they had to be above a certain length. And then what happened was, in the negotiation process, because the NFA wasn't going to pass, the handgun prohibition came out. Okay, that was negotiated out, but the short-barreled restrictions remained in. Okay, so the reason why the short-barrel restrictions were there in the first place was in connection with the handgun restrictions, but then the handgun restrictions came out, but they never removed that component that was really tied to it, and that's why we're stuck with this idiotic rule that says that you can't have shotguns or pistols below a certain length. It's 16 inches for rifles, 18 inches for shotguns. But there's so many different ways to attack it. First of all, you cannot tax a right. That's another way, another easy way to attack this. And the $200 tax stamp is a tax on our rights. In fact, I don't think that the sales tax should even be applicable to guns, gun accessories, and ammunition, because it's a protected right. So even the sales tax on gun-related items is unconstitutional. So again, another way to attack these the gun law. So hope you guys found this interesting. Drop some comments below, and we'll talk again soon. Make sure you guys are following me on all my channels, because they back each other up. On YouTube, I got Pocono Shooting, I got Absolute Gun Rights, and I got the original Safa channel, which goes back to 2006. And then on the uncensored platforms, I got Odyssey, where my channel name is Pocono Tactical. I got Rumble, where I'm Pocono Guns. And then on BitChute, I'm Pocono Tactical. So talk to you guys soon.